Let me explain briefly, funny, the issues we're having in cybersecurity as a career. Here's Jon Snow.
Ooh. God, you're beautiful.
John wants to work in cybersecurity. John hasn't done shit his whole life and now wants to work in cybersecurity after watching one video about it.
I do.
You're even dumber than you look.
Experience? None. Certificates? Maybe the Security Plus. Applies to 1,000 jobs. Doesn't get any interviews. Gets mad and says the job market's busted. Here's John after he watched every single one of my videos and applied himself 1 year later. 1,000 applications and no job interviews. Gets mad and says the job market's busted. Did you see the difference? In the first scenario, John had no real credibility on his resume. So applying to 1,000 jobs was kind of like a Hail Mary, which works from time to time. So I'm not discouraging anyone from doing that, but not getting interviews in that situation doesn't really say much. Second scenario, he's got some credibility now, so we know it's likely not a skill issue. On paper, their resume might suck, they might be applying to the wrong jobs, they also might not be very lucky. But it never ceases to amaze me how people don't do their due diligence to realize the root of the problem, potentially a shit job market. This is my understanding of what could possibly go wrong for any one person who's having issues landing a job in cybersecurity. But first, a word from our sponsor, NordVPN. I know, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, but did you know that it has a lot of bells and whistles these days? It's not just for grabbing an IP address from one of thousands of readily available servers to, I don't know, binge watch that British drama everyone's talking about, or watch geolocked anime from across the globe. They've got Threat Protection Pro, checking for sus activity on all the sites that, let's face it, based on your browser history, are probably questionable at best. Cybersecurity professionals tend to visit some sketchy places, which can put you on the list pretty quick. Loads of built-in protection against malware, trackers, and ads, so you can rest assured you're safer than you were without it. Obviously, you can just not click anywhere suspicious, but where's the fun in that? Best of all is NordVPN's no logs policy, a policy that ensures that what you do is not stored. Your ISP knows everything you're doing. NordVPN being under the jurisdiction of Panama, you'll be sleeping like a baby knowing that what you do is not available to anyone. You can even take it a step further with another built-in feature, Onion over VPN, a feature that allows you to connect to Tor nodes all through their app. Convenient for all you curious Georges out there wondering what the dark web has to offer. Lots of questionable things, that's what. Also, you can pay with crypto. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's time to take your online privacy and safety more serious. Can't argue with these prices. And remember folks, there might be some free options out there, but free comes at a price. Your data. Use promo code MADHAT and get an exclusive deal, a fat discount, and 4 extra months off their 2-year plan. 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're looking for a VPN, check it out. Links down below. And now there's 2 categories of people, underqualified and overqualified. We could be semantical and say there's a perfectly qualified individual for any one job, but for the sake of our sanity, let's just say those qualified people are slightly overqualified for the position, but just a little. So we've got Johns and we've got Williams applying for jobs out here. Now, I made the last applying to jobs roadmap guide, whatever you want to call it, chart thing. So if anyone says they're not sure how to tackle the job market in cybersecurity or tech, or honestly any job market, send them this video. Did a few iterations, improvements during dev, watched hours of videos to make sure I didn't miss what anyone was saying, and I'm pushing it to prod. The job market, it's down. Bad time to be John right now.
Why do you want to join us, Jon Snow?
I want to be free.
No, I don't think so.
Now, things are getting purged, reassessed, restructured, tech teams have leaned out.
Where is everybody?
Ghost jobs. But regardless of what's happened, tech is growing. I don't care what anybody says. There are jobs. There's less jobs on a yearly basis, but there's jobs. They're being filled slowly because there's a lot of people applying, especially for the quote unquote entry-level positions. Employers can be picky and do 10 plus rounds of interviews because they can, and no one is going to stop them. If you want to land a job, follow this chart. Regardless of who you are, if you haven't applied to at least 1,000 jobs, do this. This goes for the US mostly. If you haven't done this, then shut up. You can't complain about nothing. So if you're no nothing John, you might land some interviews after 1,000 applications, might even get a job, but don't count on it, especially right now, because John has some work to do over here. It's probably not his resume. What is he even going to put on it? John has to go get good, level up their skills, evolve into a William, and then and only then can they apply to 1,000 jobs. But how do I know once I've evolved? You won't know. Nah, just kidding. Just aim for knowing how to roughly do 50% of what job listings are asking for you to know how to do. This is part of the problem with applying for jobs, especially cybersecurity jobs. You have to realize when you're fresh out of high school, college, God forbid, a boot camp, you have to realize, are you capable of doing the job that provides a tangible benefit to the business? Traditionally, this is making money for the business in some way, but largely with cybersecurity, the value you provide is not seen in profits. Unfortunately, it's in preventing losses, the inverse of profits, sort of. You are there to protect the profits. You have to be able to do the things needed to prove to the business, leadership usually, because that's who funds the security teams, that what you're doing is both proactively and reactively preventing company losses. Now, I could talk about the purpose of cybersecurity as a whole for hours, but no one wants to listen to that. Now, if you're a William, the overqualified peeps, no interviews, the issue can be one of 4 things: resume issues, applying to the wrong jobs, skill issues, or just straight up ghost jobs. If your resume says you know how to configure firewalls and you're applying to identity access management jobs, not exactly proof that you know how to manage access to company resources. Tailor your resume, bro. This leads into the other issue. What jobs are you applying to? Remote jobs? Higher competition. Jobs that have nothing to do with your skill set? Are you even going to be able to get past the interviews in that case? Your skills may need a tweaking. This is where the 50% of the job description skills come into play. Are you matching enough of the job description? The full description is usually a bucket list, but you should still be able to do a good amount of it. If not, get more skills, lab work, projects, certificates, and last resort college. Also, fix your soft skills.
That means an all-American.
If you're an unlikable person, act like you're likable. Practice it. If I can do it, you can do it. Unless I come across as unlikable. Maybe they didn't hire me for my soft skills. Anyways, this kind of leads us to the main overarching complaint that cybersecurity isn't a entry-level job. You look at this handy-dandy hierarchy that I made. A lot of people start on YouTube. You're not the people with no skills. Look on some YouTube tutorials, and maybe you start to harden your knowledge, get into some help desk passwords, printers, level of knowledge. You can do that job. You got to be able to do more beyond that into network admin, network configs, infrastructure of the network itself, bump that up, go even beyond the network to all systems, all programs, all software, into a system admin. Once you have all those fundamentals in place, you have to have an understanding of offensive and defensive side of cybersecurity principles and the infrastructure around that. Beyond that, it could just be ghost jobs. The job isn't getting filled. Apply to more jobs. Now, as you can see here from the chart, all the arrows in the no interviews will inevitably point you back to applying to 1,000 jobs. But as you can see on the left here, you might be demoralized over time to the point where you might just give up, or you might just have to complain about the job market over and over again on Reddit and LinkedIn. And from that point on, you have 2 options. You can accept the job market for what it is and continue to do it and continue to try your best and building your skills and building your resume, or you could just stay where you are and give up. Maybe start a landscaping business. Oh yeah, and I forgot to add, if you know somebody, you can just skip straight to the interview process. But nobody knows anybody these days. I did a cybersecurity degree, which typically takes about 4 years out of someone's life. Took me a little bit longer. I did a few years of IT work on top of that, technical support as a tier 1 technician, or basically a glorified help desk goon, before landing a quote unquote formal cybersecurity job. Remote, by the way. Point being, it took my dumbass a bit longer than 3 months of studying. So be patient. Your time will come, or maybe not, because you don't want to listen. It's not easy, but if I say something isn't easy, that doesn't mean you can't do it, or you can't do it faster than I did. It just means it's not a cakewalk and it's not meant for everyone. Is that fear mongering? No, I'm just being frank. I'm being real. And people don't like when shit gets real. Spending so much of your time investing into something only to realize that it's not going to work out for you and watch as it collapses right before your eyes, forcing you to start something else entirely. That shit hurts. That was me in my e-commerce business. business, where I spent over a year of my life, 10 plus hours a day, obsessing about marketing strategies, pouring over $100,000 of my own money into ads and testing. I overhauled an entire lineup of products with designs that I spent months making in a last-ditch effort to see if that would improve our sales, but tens of thousands of dollars in business loans, a mortgage, and bills piling up. I knew it wasn't going to work and I needed to figure something else out. But unless you actually put in that level of effort in the first place, you won't stand a chance at coming out the other end with a successful business or a career. And sometimes you got to realize when to throw in the towel, when something isn't going to work for you, especially if it's not something that you're incredibly passionate about.